Hey, 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 you unfiltered adults. Welcome to episode 4.2 of Adults Unfiltered. It's your girl.
Hi, my name is Beyonce.
I am Kelly. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Please.
Follow us on Instagram. So we're just going to jump right into this video. So we actually recorded episode 4 already. It was just a lot of audio issues.
Yeah, so that's why we didn't have anything going into this week.
Yes, we're sorry.
Oh, and also, I was sick for some days.
Yes, and we had a special guest too. Episode 4.1. That was our brother. Our big brother was in that episode. We had an amazing time. It would have been perfect, you guys. Lots of laughs.
He'll be back.
He'll be back. We're gonna get our production shit fixed.
Yeah.
It was some shit rigged up too. So everything will be nice and professional when we have Ricky back for his next appearance.
Yes, and as you can see, we're doing a mukbang today, guys.
So for the mukbang, so we got we both got Chipotle. I got a taco, you guys, because I wasn't gonna be able to eat a lot, and then some chips and queso.
Yes. And we also got some pizza.
Mm-hmm.
People might not know that reference, but it's pizza.
Some pizza. We got we got our Izzy's. Mm-hmm. We got our Izzy's from Chipotle, and we have Greek salads from. We have our Greek salads from Your Pie. I'm gonna smack mine first, and then the drink of the day is.
We got our lemon drops.
Lemon drops, you guys. So yeah, we're gonna jump right into this episode.
Woo. These are made from the Bartesians.
The Bartesian. I had to stock up on my drinks. It's a jalapeno lime margarita in there too.
Let's try that next.
I told Greg I'm afraid to taste that because I just don't like the thought of spiciness. We're gonna jump right into making a mess too, huh?
I'm hungry.
So let's go up over this Nicki Minaj and Megan
let's just jump right into it, yeah.
Shit, because this is leaking. I'm a Megan bitch, okay? All day long. I'm a Stallion fan. Larry is obviously a Barb's.
But let me just say this. I woke up to a TikTok from Janelle. Uh-huh. It's Janelle's birthday, guys.
Happy birthday, Janelle.
Happy birthday, Janelle.
That's Larry's wife, you guys. Larry's future wife.
Mm-hmm. We talk about her every
episode.
Episode, it feels like. Yeah, I woke up to a TikTok from her, and it was some girl making fun of the fact that I guess Megan came out with some sort of diss track.
A diss called Hiss.
Mm-hmm. And she mentioned Megan's Law. Mm-hmm. And I had to look it up because I didn't know what it was. I usually know a lot of stuff. You know, you're Felicia Florick. Everyone knows that. But I didn't know what Megan's Law was. Did you?
I didn't. But in the video that I saw, it had Megan's Law on there. So I just kind of paused it for a second so I could read up on it. Woo, that is a diss, okay?
But my thing is, was it directed towards Nicki? Was it just like a wordplay? It's clever wordplay, I think. And Nicki, I just love her so much. I just feel like she may have jumped the gun. Because she had that diss track in her back pocket about Bigfoot or put your best foot forward or something.
And then, I did. Okay. And then on Fuck the Club Up, she mentioned staying at Tory Lane's.
Clever wordplay.
Okay.
I don't think they're like necessarily going after each other. I don't know. What do you think? I don't know.
I think they are, but I didn't know they had beef.
But why? Yeah, why?
I know about Cardi's issue with Nicki Minaj, but I never knew about Megan having beef with Nicki Minaj. But I will say everybody is just kind of like, Nicki, sit your old ass down.
Yeah.
And then like in that Bigfoot little rap she did, she sounded like she was like high. Like she really sounded crazy. Like she really did give me Roman vibes. And it's like I thought that was just a joke. Like
Roman is an alter ego. Like I feel like Roman is when she's upset or mad or something. And I feel like this situation, she just lets things get the best of her, and she doesn't know how to react to some things like that, you know?
Yeah. She definitely spiraled out of control.
But it's Megan. Like, I just wish she wouldn't alienate herself like that, because I feel like they can make really great music together. They already have, right? Didn't she do Hot Girl Summer remix? Nikki? I think she did.
She did.
Uh-huh. And I don't know, I just feel like stop alienating yourself, and then you only do music with these random, you know, one-hit wonder chicks, you know what I mean? Or not one-hit wonder chicks, but like...
She trying to discover somebody, probably. That was some tea, okay? I think I was like well into being drunk last night, but when I was like catching up on all that.
Yeah.
I did listen to Megan's Hiss, and I like it. Did you listen to it?
I don't like it.
Okay.
I think it's purely just a diss track. I don't think it was meant to be a mainstream song.
Like radio, yeah.
You know? And as you know, I think as a lot of people know, I'm a mainstream. You okay?
Oh my god.
What happened?
The vinegar went down the wrong side.
Okay.
I'm about to be like crying. I gotta chase it. Oh. This lemon drop is strong, okay?
It is.
Wait. Can I get my composure? So that can get cut out, Larry? Like, I'm dying right here.
You know, I only listened to one diss track.
Don't tell me it was the Mariah Carey Obsessed With Me.
It was not that one. It was
The Eminem one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's the only one I can listen to like religiously because I just love Eminem.
I love Eminem. And I like that Mariah Carey one too. But she went back on him. I can't believe they had a thing. They had a thing.
Mm-hmm.
She would just be with anybody. I mean, come on. Nick Cannon.
That was random.
Eminem. Like, she's so pretty. And her voice is so beautiful. And you're just with Nick Cannon and Eminem.
What did Nick say to her? For her to be like, you know what?
I can see myself with you.
I can see myself having children with you. Not only that, I can see myself having children with you being married.
Yeah.
And I think he has a tattoo of her on his back or something like that.
He does. Oh, yeah, he does.
Or she has a tattoo of his name. I don't know.
Why'd they break up?
Probably cheating on her. You know how many kids he got? By how many different women?
What, he has like 12 kids? Is it 12?
I feel like it's got to be in the 20s.
I just cannot stand how he
Felicia, every 5 seconds, some other chick was coming out pregnant.
I couldn't see myself with somebody like that or having a baby by them. But, you know, to each his own.
I would have a baby with him.
Oh, you know, I just lied. I just said I'd have a baby with Future.
Oh, no, that's not exactly what you said. You said you'd have 20.
20, yes. Yes, he is. He's something else, though. He gives me, like, I'll beat you up vibes.
Future?
Like, I'll put my hands on you. I'm too soft for that.
This mukbang, it's really going to show people the type of eater I am.
Yeah. I don't eat so prissy. Like, I'm only eating like this because I feel like if I'm crunching on my salad, it's gonna just come through on the mic. It's just gonna be really loud, y'all.
I didn't even think about that. I was over here crunching the hell. That was a good song.
Yeah, I'm trying to be real, like, cute with it, but I'm never like that. Like, trust me, if it didn't have to do with the mic, y'all would see what I can do. Like the chip, I'm not trying to hear all that.
Yeah. I think it'll be okay. We probably should have got approval for the editor, make sure he's okay with editing around chewing.
You guys, when you go to Chipotle, are you the type of person are you a Larry and you're the type of person who's going to be content with the levels of shit, you know, whatever they decide to put on your bowl? Because he had said that he wanted to get the Chipotle DoorDash. I'm just like, they barely put what you want on your bowl in your face. Can you imagine them making it and you can't see it? I would be pissed. Like, where's all my sour cream at?
Yeah. No, and when we were in line, I was extremely content with everything they put in my bowl. I didn't ask for any extra, any less. But Felicia was having a hard time just for the little taco.
I had a taco and it was Was it me having a hard time or the worker? I think she was frazzled from the lady in front of us. The lady in front of us went off in
rice.
In a tangent about rice. You pay all this money for these bowls, and the bowls are expensive. I mean, you spent a cool $20 in there. Mm-hmm. The bowls are expensive, but once again, you know, put some extra rice in my bowl if that's what I want. Give me an extra half a scoop of chicken, because I be feeling like they'll do a big scoop, then they'll kind of like shake the spoon a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like, no, give me that full scoop you just did.
When I worked at Chick-fil-A or something like that, I would give people extra sauces. I don't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. I get why they can't do that there, because people are literally in the back having to make this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they do have to go buy the portion sizes. But Felicia, if I was working up front, people would hate me because I would just be like, you want a little bit more? I got you.
You want a little extra cheese?
You know?
Now, I will say, like, this is my first time ever getting a soft taco from Chipotle, but that guy hooked me up with the cheese.
Let's get a review. Take a bite. Let's get a review.
All right.
What kind is it?
This is a barbacoa soft shell taco. It has rice, beans, fajita. Ooh, got the works on it. This shit about to be good. This and the chips was $10 too. Like, what the hell? A taco?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And some chips and cheese? Chipotle getting down on us.
Look, their bottom line, their overhead, can't even imagine.
Well, it's good as expected, you know?
Uh-huh.
I didn't expect anything less than this.
She was talking about she could never finish a bowl.
Like, I'm wrapping this taco up, like...
Can't relate. However, my appetite has been really weird since I've gotten sick, so... Meanwhile, I'm going to finish all this.
I'm like, are you saying that you're going to eat it all, or not as much?
The crazy thing is, I haven't eaten since this morning. So, I probably will. At least eat all my bowl and my salad.
Well, you know, I just did that Terazepatide. What's that shit called? Terazepatide? That was called? The little weight loss shot, you guys, for Mounjaro.
A different one, not this one you were taking for.
Yeah, this isn't the one like with Ozempic. This is the one for Mounjaro. So it like attacks, it like does something with two things in your brain. Do your own research.
I'm taking a word for it.
But yeah, I did that yesterday. So my appetite is gonna be real funky. Like a lot less. Down 4 pounds from last week. I just wish you could see it, you know?
Like I could see it a little bit. I was gonna say something, but I'm like, no. I don't want her to think, you know what I mean?
But I need to hear that.
You don't.
No, because I think I'm like, when I saw the 4 pounds going, I'm like, wow, I'm so skinny now. Like I need to. But then then I'll try on some jeans and I'm still jumping to put them on. I'm just like, something's wrong. Like the scale's saying something different, but the jeans fit the same.
Probably water weight right now.
Yeah. Oh, I'm bloated too. You know, that bullshit time of the month. You guys, I just took my last test for my bachelor's. I want to graduate. I'm so happy. And that was like my excuse for not going to the gym. I'm like, I'm too stressed out with school. Like, I can't
do it.
I can't go to the gym and do school, but you know, now that
gym, school, mom, full-time job, wife, it's a lot.
Yeah, so now it's just like I have to do it now. I have to go to the gym. We'll see. We'll see what Monday's looking like. Yeah,
so if anyone's looking to hire a newly graduated HR manager, I want to say 100K is the floor. Is the lowest.
That's the minimum.
Yeah, it's the minimum. PTO, minimum.
Benefits.
2 weeks. I mean, this is America. You're not going to get more than 2 weeks PTO. 3 weeks.
Yeah, I get about 2.5 weeks.
Full benefits. I'm talking dental. I'm talking eye.
Yeah.
I'm talking health.
401k.
5% match.
Tuition reimbursement and remote.
We want remote as an option.
Maybe a cute hybrid. I do want to get out more.
A hybrid, yes, that's what I'm saying. I want it to be a possibility. I don't want you to say, hey, come in the office 5 days a week. I want a 4-day week.
Oh my God.
4-day work week.
Is that a thing?
I don't know.
I feel like Fridays are just like blah days at work anyways.
What do you even need to work 5 days for? Productively? Unless you're working in a factory.
Right.
But I don't need to be in work, like, you know what I mean?
Why can't I just be on call on Fridays?
Yeah.
It's salary, so I'm still getting paid.
All those things and more.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
You've been such a great support system during my degree program. I want to thank you.
You know, when you're smart like me, you just have a certain responsibility to the community. So
you're so full of yourself. It's a lot.
I like to spread.
Here, let's cheers.
Oh yeah, knowledge is power. I wasn't gonna say that at first, but it's just
that's insane. Like that has to be like the sixth or seventh time.
We're gonna put that on a shirt.
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power.
That's our new slogan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cheers.
Graduating. Society of Snow.
Oh yeah. So
I watched it. Very good movie.
Okay.
Very, definitely like my type of movie. I like the documentary type vibe it was giving with like the names of everybody, their age, and things like that. My two gripes.
Mm-hmm.
Two gripes. I was gonna say three. There's three, but two. Number one, they had cigarettes and ways to light those cigarettes for at least 72 days.
72 days. And that was why, that's why I told you, it's confusing that they weren't heating this meat up. Because y'all heating these cigarettes up somehow.
Y'all didn't want to cook the meat? Somebody started a fire when they were up in the mountain. That's the only fire I saw them start. They didn't start a fire with all the clothes. That's
exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, there's clothes. You could stack, put the clothes on top of some metal or something like that, so it's not touching the snow.
Yeah, build like a little enclosure with the suitcases. I don't know. You know what I mean? I've never been stranded.
My thoughts would have immediately been like fire to stay warm. I mean, you're in the what mountains were they in?
Andes.
The Andes. You're in the Andes. Like you gotta stay warm. It might have been more survivors if they would have had the fire.
Yeah, more survivors, less food. My second gripe is, what was the guy's name? Numa?
I don't know none of
Numa, the main character who we're following the whole movie, dies 15 minutes before the movie ends. Why was I not following one of the other guys?
Exactly.
I'm thinking, okay, he's obviously surviving. He's telling the whole story.
Right.
Mm-mm. No. He dies.
How did he get injured? He got injured.
He was...
Oh, this is a spoiler. You just totally didn't warn nobody.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
He was frustrated because they were trapped under that ice or under the snow because of the avalanche.
Oh, he started
kicking through the plane and cut his goddamn ankle.
Yeah. And
got infected.
That's what it was.
He was already pissing black. There's no coming back from that.
I thought it was blood. It was probably blood.
Probably blood and pee, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he also didn't want to eat nobody. Like, he was just struggling the whole movie.
I would have ate him just as easy as I made this pizza. If I was starving on a mountain, all morals, ethics is going out of the window. Okay? With the rest of those bodies.
I think I would have struggled. But, like, they were wrapping the meat in snow to help it go down. I mean...
And they seemed happy. And then as soon as everyone's super duper happy, the avalanche happens, and that's when more people die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But, yeah, it was a really good movie, I would say.
I liked it. So we're going to get back into watching Schitt's Creek, if you guys haven't seen it already. It's kind of old. It ended recently.
I would say like a year or two ago. Mm-hmm.
You guys, Schitt's Creek with David. It's hilarious. And Maura.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Maura.
No. Moira.
Moira.
We were just watching a clip about that. She is so freaking funny. I just started rewatching Ozark too, I told you.
Yep.
And then I totally forgot that this is another spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. fucking Darlene shot Dell in the head. Their first meeting. I was like, this bitch is unhinged. Like, she just shot a $90 million... Was it 90 billion? No, that doesn't sound right. $90 million... Million doesn't sound right either. It's a casino, so it's probably 90 billion. Yeah, that sounds
right. Or 9 billion.
Anyways, she shot him in the head. I mean, they're still going to do the deal because they're hiding it. But it's like... she's so volatile.
Yes.
If you haven't seen Ozark, you have to watch it. You have to. I think we already talked about it because Walter was in the episode. Remember he showed us the video? He was in the background of a scene.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Walter.
Oh yeah, our editor. He was an extra or something, right?
Mm-hmm. He's an actor. He's famous.
Oh, he's an actor?
I don't know.
Oh.
I think he is.
He's
on
famous.
The side, maybe. He's famous. I think he's famous.
I mean, if you were in Ozarks, you're famous.
Yeah.
Because Ozarks was filmed here, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you were in a show, you're famous to me.
We have shows for days, you guys. Watch Suits with
immediately
Harvey.
Mm-hmm. Harvey Specter. And Mike.
What about the redhead?
Donna. I love Donna. And then the Duchess is in it.
Oh,
of Cambridge, is that what she is? Meghan Markle?
Meghan Markle.
She's in it.
This is before she got with the prince or whatever he is.
Yeah, she left the show with her knight in shining armor, white, beautiful husband, to an actual knight in shining armor, beautiful white husband in real life. So she's got it all. Now she got two beautiful redhead, kids. Children. So lucky her.
We're not jealous of her.
I'm not jealous. I'm not.
She could have Mike. Mike was fine though, but it was Harvey though. Harvey was the. Mike do too much.
Mike he was too nice. Why do you want to help the little guy?
But then you want to break every law.
Then you want to literally break the law. To save your own hide. Good wife.
Mm-hmm. Alicia Ford.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted her to get with the one guy. I don't remember people's names, as y'all can see. What's the one guy name?
Will
Gardner.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted them to get together, like be together. Not that bullshit that they were doing on the little hookups.
Well, didn't she get with Denny by the end?
I think they broke up.
Fucking Denny.
Mm. Denny is from Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, no one knows his real name. I don't know his name.
He was with Izzy in Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, I don't think we ever talked about that, how we just don't like Izzy.
I like Izzy.
If that's why we ever talked about it.
I think you and Kay both hate her.
I can't fucking stand Izzy. Ugh. Are you serious? You're gonna cut the LVAD wire?
Did you like Yang?
I love Christina.
Mm-hmm.
Love Christina. I
always call her Sandra Yang. Her name is Sandra Oh.
I hated George. God, I hated George.
I hated George so much.
God, he's so fucking stupid. I think, does Elena hate George too? I don't know. But, yeah, no, Elena hates Izzy and George too, actually. That's who hates them too. But, yeah, George, he was just such a goody two-shoes. And when Yang and Preston were doing their little, because Preston Burke hurt his hand, and Yang was doing all his surgeries.
Oh, that's the black guy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, he was being such a fucking pussy.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh my god, I can't remember exactly what he was doing, but he was just like,
maybe I'll go back.
Oh, that's when Han came. He asked Christina. I mean, not Christina. Was that her name? Christina Han? The cardiothoracic surgeon Han from Presbyterian.
Yeah.
He asked her to come and do his dad's surgery.
Because Christina was doing all Burke's.
Mm-hmm. If there's nothing wrong with Burke, then I'm just like, oh god, I can't fucking stand him.
This is another spoiler, you guys. That episode where he died, I mean that bamboozled me the entire time.
George? Yeah, George.
Were you like when you first seen that for the first time? Were you like the whole time not knowing that was George?
I don't think so, because I think I spoiled it for myself. I think. Yeah.
Like, you think you watched it to, like, you...
I think I wasn't watching it at that time. I think, yeah, I was. I don't remember if I was shocked or not.
I was extremely shocked. Like,
I think I heard that George was dying and I was excited. I think that's what it was.
So when... It
was like a spoiler.
So when that happened, you were just kind of like, I bet you this is George? Mm-hmm. Okay. That was a good-ass episode. That's my favorite episode, the one where George died. Yeah.
Everyone was looking for George.
And that was like a fire. He was a burn victim, right?
No, he got hit by a bus he pushed the girl out the way. It's just such a good.
Oh, he looked so like dirty and, I thought he was burned. We were watching a video yesterday, and I was just like, somebody got hit by a car, and I'm just like, I always want to know what would happen if somebody get hit by a car. Oh. Like, are you gonna is your body gonna flip up in the air? Yeah. Or are you gonna go under the car? I would hope I would flip up.
Dad, remember? I think we talked about it. Dad got hit by a car.
Daddy. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. My dad's been hit by a car. I think he's been ran over by a motorcycle. My dad's been through it, and this is I think it's like 3 different occasions. But when he got hit by a car, it was at his parents' house, and I think his dad's friend or his mom's friend had came over, and this is messy. My dad was playing in a little cardboard box
with
Perry, which is our older sibling's dad. Mm-hmm. So at the time, my mom basically was with 2 different childhood friends. It's weird.
Pauline fast.
But my dad and my sister's dad, or my sister and brother's dad, was kids. They're 5 or 6 years old. Yeah. And they're playing in a little cardboard box in the front yard, and one of my dad's parents' friends drove over the box with them in it and ran over.
Yeah, it just makes you wonder if it was planned.
Now, why would you run over a box in my front yard?
I got children.
A fully square box. Because, it's not like it was flat.
They tried to kill him.
They tried to kill my dad. Anywho, he went in the house to tow his parents, and he got whooped.
That sounds about right. That sounds about 60s.
Yeah, they whooped daddy's ass. That's crazy. He's innocent. I'm not going to lie. If you run over my kid, we're not friends no more, and I'm calling the police.
Yeah. Don't hit my
son or my daughter.
Pay attention to what you're doing.
Don't be driving in my front yard. Let's call like it is. Why are you in my front yard driving? Yeah. I'm binging Project Runway right now. And then I got kind of bored with that. So then I started watching Face Off. That's kind of boring too.
Is that
That's the one where they built the mask.
Prosthetics?
Yeah, prosthetics, yeah.
Why are you watching that? Mom loves that stuff.
I just need something new to watch. And I want to go back and watch Schitt's Creek. You're back in the Ozarks. Maybe I watch Prison Break. Me and Greg watched Prison Break so much, and then we put my grandma on it, and she watched that shit 2-3 different times, all 4 or 5 seasons. So maybe I'll go back in memory of grandma. I don't know.
I wonder if grandma even knows what goes on in that show. I feel like watching TV with grandma was always just do you know what's going on, grandma?
She loves Supernatural. She
Does she know what's going on though? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I miss her.
Me too.
I miss Dale. Miss Dale. Everybody call grandma Miss Dale. Why is her nickname Dale? My grandma got the oldest, slaviest name in the world. The oldest, slaviest name in the world. It is Elnora.
Elnora. That is such a cute name. If I have a daughter, I'm gonna name her Elnora. That's a cute name, don't you think?
I think it's an old person name.
Well, then her nickname would be Nora.
That's cute. That would have been a cute name, Nora.
A cute nickname for Grandma Nora. She wouldn't have liked it though. My mama named me Elnora, something like that.
Yeah, Grandma Nora.
Yeah.
Too bad I'm not having no more kids, or I'd be cool with the name Nora.
Elnora Felicia.
I wouldn't do Elnora. That's an old ass name.
It's cute.
Elnora, no.
It's like Eleanor.
That's an ugly name.
Okay.
Do you know any?
Eleanor's? No. I don't know any Eleanors.
You got all your friends, they got them typical names.
I don't know what you mean. Please elaborate.
I won't, but it's fine. Yeah, no, that's a very ugly name. It is.
Okay. I feel like people who do mukbangs eat more than we ate. Don't you think?
Like, I feel
We're like sitting here like, I'm full.
I'm super full. Like, I'm just like, I don't have any more room to do anything else.
Like, I'm about to eat this big piece of meat.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be it, I think. Oh, wait, there's some more pieces of meat. I'm going to eat the meat. That's where the bulk of the money went.
Yeah.
I'm not going to save this for later. Do you do that?
I do. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't save this for later.
And it's weird because I'll heat it up. You know, I'm not gonna have it like where it's all boiling and shit hot, but I'm gonna heat it up to a cute temperature.
Do you put guac and sour cream in it?
Not guac, sour cream.
You heat up your sour cream?
I just said I mean the lettuce be in it too. Like I don't heat it up to like a hot temperature. I heat it up to like a manageable warm. So if one wanted to have like a face like yours, like what's your beauty care regimen?
First, I take a shower.
So daily, not like what's your daily regimen? Because we know you don't shower daily.
I don't. I wash my face.
Do you wash your face in the shower?
Mm-hmm. I do. I rinse my face like when I'm not showering daily. But like when I'm in the shower, I use Mary Kay face wash. Like I have one of my tenants. It's so good. I love it so much. It's like not harsh or anything like that. And I use that. But when I run out, I'm just going to use my normal Neutrogena with the little beads, the grapefruit flavor.
Greg, he uses his Old Spice body wash in the shower when he washes his face.
He uses Old Spice body wash to wash his face?
Like the same body wash he washes his body with, the same, you know.
That's a man right there.
I've never understood it.
Yeah. He doesn't have bad skin, though.
No.
Like, yeah. But I'm sure it's dry is all get out.
Yeah, I can't even tell you, like, if I've ever seen him get out the shower and put lotion on.
You know what? It's fine. You know, I feel like skincare is just one of those things you have to want to do.
Yeah.
So half the time I don't want to do it. When I'm in the shower, I'm just looking for shit to do. You know what I mean? I just wash up and then I'm like, I don't want it to be over. So I'm like, that's why I do my face stuff in there. I brush my teeth in there.
I used to do that in high school. I brush my teeth in the shower.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do that anymore as an adult.
I have two toothbrushes. One outside the shower and one in the shower. So
okay.
When I wash my face, I brush my teeth. I do a little shampoo.
I feel like I have tasks, like, when I take a shower. Like, you know, today it might just be like, when you get in there, just wash your ass, get out. Or it might be like, okay, well, wash your face today in there. I have face wash in the shower and out, too. Just like you have your toothbrush. And then another day might be like, oh, you need to go in there and show you them pits today. Like, I have tasks before I get into the shower.
Yeah.
That I have to accomplish. Like, whether I have to wash my hair one day. That takes up, you know, the hot
Recently,
water.
I've been a lot more taking showers in the dark.
Oh, yeah.
And so I do it every so often, but when I'm sick, like I've been sick this week, I just have to. Like the lights were hurting my eyes, and I was in there for at least 30 minutes each day. So
I wonder if other people do that.
Right. People just like turn the lights out. You can use your phone as a light, just set it in a corner.
Yeah, if you don't have a window in your bathroom. Mm-hmm. I used to do that a lot.
Or light a candle, you know, and then today I did this, but I put a little bit of lavender oil at the bottom.
Oh, the candle?
No, on the shower, so it can steam up. And
they have this spray, the vape spray, the vapor rub. Okay. Yes, you spray like the walls in your shower, and when like the steam comes, I mean, it's just like it goes right up your nose. It's just so soothing. That sounds so nice. I love it.
I love a good shower like that. People try it. I swear, it's amazing. You're gonna love it so much. Mm-hmm. But you do that too. Yeah. My parents think it's weird. And also, I have my phone in there watching TikToks.
It's so usually I'll be on a phone call in the shower sometime, like
in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird, but you know, hey.
Like the other day, I think it was yesterday. I was on the phone with Mom, and I'm like, yeah, was it yesterday she came over? No, Thursday. I'm on the phone with her, and before I got on the phone, when I first got on the phone with her, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take a shower, and we ended up talking, and then I'm in the shower at this point, like good into my wash, And mom's like, all right, well, we can get off the phone so you can take your shower. I'm like, she must not know I'm already in here. You don't hear the water like splashing or whatever. Like, I'm in here enjoying myself.
I'm already in the shower, actually.
I'm in the shower. But like, if you light a candle and turn off the lights, it's just so like soothing seeing like the flickering of the candle.
I'm gonna do that tonight. I'm gonna do it tonight, yeah.
It's very soothing. That's a good way to take a shower. Or a bath, for that matter.
I don't like baths. Partly because I can never fit in them.
Huh.
But mostly because I don't want to sit in my own filth.
Like, if I take a bath, it has to be take the bath first and take a shower second. Like, I don't understand the whole, get out the tub.
Or take a shower first and then take a bath.
Like, I don't want, like, the suds on me. Like, the bubbles on me when I get out the bath. Yeah. So that's why I have to get out the bath and get in the shower.
Baths are just logistically a nightmare.
They're not for everybody.
No.
But I know, like my best friend Shay, she also only takes baths. Like, she don't ever take showers.
Really?
Yeah.
So she's running late for work. She's just not going to take a shower. She's not going to get...
She's going to take a bath.
You don't understand the question. So, like, she got, 20 minutes to get to her job.
Yeah.
She ain't bathed in a couple of days, and I gotta bathe.
I think she'll be late to work, and she's gonna take that bath.
I love Shay.
She never uses
that
her
is
shower.
Such a Shay thing, you know what I mean? Just like Shay. Shay, like, what's going on, Shay?
Yeah, what's your beef with baths? I mean, showers.
Is it maybe her hair? She could wrap her hair.
I wouldn't say it's her hair. It's just who she is.
And I'm gonna sleep good tonight because you hear the rain.
Mm-hmm.
Hope it rains all night.
It's been raining so much. Like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, and I think that's why I was not the rain part, but I think that's why I was sick because it was 22 degrees and below last week.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, we get this week
70, 65. Today was 65.
I was sweating in my room
because the heat was on.
The heat was on, and it was still it was like 68 degrees outside.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
I just don't know what's going on, like, in Georgia. Like, meanwhile, in Texas, I would say Texas is a relatively hot state. They had, they had snow while we had all this nice weather. Okay, last week they had snow. Was it cold?
Was it sticking, though?
No.
Okay.
It wasn't sticking. But it snowed.
This is not funny. It's just really random, too, but I seen a TikTok, and these 3 guys were found dead outside their house in like -1 degree weather. Just really random.
I love like true crime shit. Like, so
one of their friends was in the house asleep, and they had died like 2 days before, like on a Sunday, and then one of the guy's fiancés came knocking on the door the following Tuesday, and apparently he had no idea they were out there dead. He didn't realize their cars were still out front. He did it.
He poisoned them for sure.
Or something, yeah.
I can't wait to get the verdict on that.
That's very sus behavior.
Why? Where'd you see that?
TikTok. I don't see why people kill people in that way. I feel like if I'm going to kill somebody, I'm going to be real meticulous about it, and I'm going to get away with it. And no one's going to know I did it.
Or the FBI is going to come back to this video. I watch a lot of true crime. I feel like I know how to kill somebody and get away with it.
I could kill somebody so good. I could kill somebody so good, I think. Number 1, I'm not breaking my phone. Number 2, gloves, overalls, hair cap. Number 3, if I do use a murder weapon, which I'm not saying I'm gonna use a murder weapon, I'm not leaving it. I'm taking it with me and maybe just throwing it out of the window at some point on my drive home. How fucking easy is that? Why do you bring it home with you, wrap it up in a blanket, put it in the attic or something? Like, stop doing that.
I don't understand why they do that. Why they bring their phones.
Yeah.
They'll put it in the obvious trash can or something like that. Like, why are you like? Come on, you got to be a little bit smarter than that. Like, on my way home, I'm gonna drop it in a McDonald's dumpster or something like that. Something that's not gonna get checked or something.
Yeah.
Like in a bag. I'm not gonna be on nobody's camera. Sometimes they'll check gas stations and, the gas station camera is pointing towards the street so they'll see your car drive by at this moment. They just, you gotta be smarter than that. You gotta, obviously don't take your car.
Make sure you buy. You know what? And you don't even have to leave. Really, you don't have to leave your house. You can just make sure you buy all the acid that you need. Over
time,
a long period of time. You just have to be
not with credit cards either.
Cash.
Cash.
Be very meticulous and take your time, people.
Like withdraw $200 today. Make the plan for like a year from now. You gotta deal with this person for another year. Withdraw $200 today. I guess like next month, go get the axe with cash at a little hardware store that probably don't have good cameras.
Yeah.
Don't go to Home Depot.
Do not go to Home Depot. They got cameras everywhere.
Cameras everywhere. Go to like a little hardware store, Ace Hardware, or maybe it's like a little family hardware store in your town or something like that. Mm-hmm. Go there, get your murder weapon.
Mm-hmm. Or go to your brother-in-law's house and ask.
Steal your brother-in-law's axe without him knowing.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna blame his kids or his wife.
Yeah.
Get your trash bags and shit right now. However you plan on disposing the body, dig your hole down, maybe cover it with.
Are you guys taking notes? These are like fresh, great ideas.
And it's off the top of our heads.
Off the dome. This is not rehearsed. This is not rehearsed. This is just common sense.
Yeah, I picked some woods far as hell from your house. Like,
oh, your car's gonna have GPS. Okay, people.
Yeah.
That I don't know how to get around because they're gonna triangulate it and shit like that.
Cars have GPS.
Newer cars have GPS.
Oh yeah. Well, rent an older ass car
with cash.
Actually, buy a hoopty.
Months in advance. So once again, if you plan a year from now, buy a hoopty today. Yeah.
Don't tell nobody. Pay cash for the hoopty.
Cash is king.
And keep it unregistered.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to drive around a little dirty during this trip.
Yeah. We should read some like true crime things on Reddit or something. You like Reddit?
Yeah, I like Reddit.
Oh, I don't have my phone.
Oh. I was watching this one episode of whatever true crime what happened?
Hit my knee in like the most
the funny
painful way. It just knocked me out.
This episode of one of these true crime shows I watched. I don't know. I watched too many of them, but it was about a guy who was killing people. Oh, this is the FBI's. It's got FBI cases or something like that. But he was killing people randomly. Like he was just like, if somebody was hunting, he would go out there and snipe them. Fishing, go out there and snipe them. Somebody's jogging down the street. He killed like hundreds of people, you guys, just on some weird random shit. And then one day they came up with a description, a MO of the person, and his brother or his brother-in-law, somebody like that, decided that he fit the description.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And so then the FBI was sitting there, following him around for a long time. And they eventually caught him. Mm-hmm. He owned up to all the murders, of course. I think he got away with not getting put on to death.
There's this one, and it's not even true crime, I don't think. It's just creepy as fuck. It's about this guy whose wife would sneak up on him and scare him all the time. Did you ever watch that TikTok I sent you?
Yeah.
It's like really long, and he would just be sitting here on his phone, like just minding his business, and then he would look up, and then just imagine like her head is like sticking up, just her eyes.
Oh, I didn't watch that.
Or like she'd be just sitting around the corner staring at you the whole time. Isn't that creepy?
Super creepy. So who was recording? He was?
No one was recording. This was just him telling the story.
Oh, okay.
And
I'm like, it's on stage.
God, no, it's such a good story. And I wish I could read it to you because it's long, but I can't.
Did he leave her or something for being weird?
I'm gonna look it up. Yeah, he did.
He did?
He did. He went to his I'm just gonna find it. Hold on.
Larry can just go through my phone without worrying about seeing anything crazy. Guys, I cannot go through. I'm sorry. He can go through my Google. He can't go through my photos. Yeah, if I go through his Google, y'all, questionable. Questionable. Pornhub this, Pornhub that, Grindr.
Yeah, don't go to my hidden folder, okay?
Yikes.
Okay, guys. Welcome to the spooky part of the podcast.
What else unfiltered?
Okay, this is called My Wife Has Been Peeking at Me from Around Corners and Behind Furniture. It's gone from weird to terrifying. My wife, Lynn, and I have been together for 6 years, married for 11 months. Our entire history together has been very normal, and never once have I noticed any weird behaviors or red flags. I can't stress enough how out of character this whole thing is for her. Lynn is very kind, intelligent, and thoughtful. She's always been the no-nonsense type of person. Being childish or trying to scare me is not something she'd normally do. She doesn't even like watching horror movies. When we first started dating, she agreed to watch The Shining with me because she knew how much I loved the horror. She was so scared that she didn't even make it through half of the movie before we had to turn it off. She isn't into anything creepy and has never been into pranks. It's just not her cup of tea. That's fine. But that's what's so strange about this, and it's just so unlike her. That's a really good setup.
It is.
I should also add, she never had any mental issues, and so far as I'm aware, it doesn't run in her family. I know some people are able to hide their mental health problems, but in the 6 years we've been together, I think I'd have seen some sort of sign. 2 months ago, I was in the kitchen making myself some coffee before work. I was running a bit late that morning and knew I wouldn't be able to make it to Dunkin' Donuts for my usual morning fix. I took a sip of my coffee as I hurried down the hall towards the front door when I happened to notice Lynn peeking at me from around the corner ahead of me. I could only see her eyes and a strand of her hair, her long dark hair hanging against the wall. The rest of her body was concealed behind the corner. I nearly spilled my coffee when I saw her. I did burn the shit out of my lips. Jeez, Lynn, I said, wiping a few drops of coffee from my pants. You scared the shit out of me.
I can't imagine this led to a divorce. This is hilarious.
Wait, I swear, I'm going to read it as much as it really gets crazy. She immediately popped out of view like a little kid that had been caught. I heard her scurry off towards the living room, and by the time I got to the front door, she was out of sight. It was really weird and just totally out of character for her, like I said, but I also found it kind of funny that she was being more playful, a little less serious. I shouted that I loved her and called her a weirdo and shut the door behind me, and I heard her laughing. Her behavior was a bit odd, but it wasn't something to call a priest over. I forgot about it by lunch, and by the time I got home, she was her normal self. I didn't bring it up, and neither did she. Life went on. The next incident happened 3 days later. It was around 2 a.m., and I had woken up to get a drink. I was standing at the kitchen island, jug of OJ in hand, when I felt a strong feeling that I was being watched. For whatever reason, I looked down at the floor and saw my wife's smiling face staring back. She was peeking at me from the other side of the island, staring at me with wide, unblinking eyes and grinning like the Cheshire cat. I screamed, I admit, not out of irritation, but fear. For some reason at that moment, I was scared. At the sound of my scream, Lynn scuttled backwards out of my view, her hands and feet smacking the tile floor as she hurried out of the kitchen on all fours. I didn't run after her or even yell after her. I just stood there frozen in shock, wondering what the fuck possessed her to do that. Want me to keep going?
I do. It just kind of, I just have like a little moment. Like, it seems like from right now, it sounds to me like she's just trying to be playful, and creepy. Because, it's being creepy adds on to the playfulness. Like, now you're thinking, now you're wondering, like, isn't this crazy? But really, I'm just having a good time with you.
Yeah.
I mean, you just admitted earlier that you like to, because I'm not giving Larry the code to my front door permanently because.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's
because
just cute.
You like to scare me. Like, I don't mind Larry coming to my house whenever he wants, but announce yourself.
Like earlier?
I didn't like that. Because I thought I locked the screen door. Did I lock the screen door?
No.
Okay, yeah, no. Yeah, earlier I didn't like that either because I just don't like that. I want you to announce yourself, shut the door loudly behind your, hey, it's me. Do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you're kind of weird like Lynn. You like to scare people. I don't necessarily like to be scared.
Yeah.
How many times have you turned the corner to my room and I smacked you or yelled at you in your face? Like, yo, don't do that.
Yeah.
It's just scary. I don't like it.
I don't know why I do that. Like I said, I do that to mom too. When I know she doesn't hear me, people don't hear me in the house. I'm like really light-footed. But yeah.
You describe yourself as light-footed.
I would.
Okay.
I would walk into the kitchen and she would turn around, whoo, every single time. I love it. This gives you like a little bit of, it's like something you eat, you know what I mean? Like a little piece of candy. What's crazy about this part is her hands and feet smacking the towel.
Because she's on all fours.
Could you fucking imagine? Lynn is out of control at this point.
It's giving possessed so far in the story.
It's giving possessed. It took me a little longer than I'd like to admit to go back upstairs, but I eventually did. When I got to our bedroom, Lynn was lying on her side asleep, or at least pretending to be. I stood there for a while, watching her breathing to be sure she was really asleep. I had the feeling she might jump out at me at any moment. I got into bed, but she didn't. I climbed into the bed and she didn't even move. Her breathing was soft and deep, and I was starting to wonder if I dreamt the whole thing. The next morning, I waited for her to come down for coffee after handing her a mug and kissing. The next morning, I waited for her to come down for coffee, and after handing her a mug and kissing her cheek, I decided to ask her about it. What was that about last night? I asked, keeping my tone light so I didn't offend or embarrass her. She frowned over the cup of coffee, shaking her head like she had no clue what I was referring to. You were peeking at me again from over there, I said.
Not again.
Pointing to the spot on the floor by the kitchen island. She followed my gaze, and when she looked back at me, she burst out laughing. She laughed so hard that I couldn't help but join her. You creep the fuck out of me sometimes. You know that? I said. She giggled, and I set her cup on the counter and wrapped her arms around my neck. She giggled and set her cup on the counter and wrapped her arms around my neck. You creep me out all the time, so I guess we're even, she teased. We said our goodbyes and left for work, and as I drove, I kept thinking about how creepy it had been seeing her grinning at me from behind the island like that. The sounds her hands made on the floor as she crawled away. I told myself she was trying to be silly, just trying to join me in the love of all things horror. It's not like I was afraid of her, but it still didn't sit right with me. I started seeing her peeking at me more and more. Sometimes she'd be peeking out from behind the couch or living room curtains. Once she even managed to get inside her grandmother's old trunk that sits at the foot of our bed. Oh my God. I might not even have known she was there at all had the trunk's old hinges not given her away. She had the lid propped up just enough so that only half of her face peeked through. She'd been grinning like an excited toddler. It was unnerving. I didn't even know what to say to her. All I could do was stare. When I finally found my voice, I asked her why on earth was she doing this. She didn't answer, but she slowly closed the lid, shutting herself inside the trunk. I just walked away feeling disturbed.
He's a beautiful author.
He's painting a picture.
He's painting the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I know exactly.
I'm really trying to get to the point where, because I know shit's gonna really hit the fan, and I want you.
I don't want you to skip. Okay. Is it too long?
No, I think we're fine.
Okay.
I didn't understand why she was doing it, but it clearly made her happy. I just hoped she would tire of the game quickly. Lynn didn't peek at me for the next 2 weeks. I started to think she was done with her weird prank, and I was relieved. We were watching a show on Netflix one night, and I jokingly said that I hadn't seen her peeking at me lately, and that she must have given up her spy game. She looked at me with a small smile and said, maybe I've just gotten better at it. I didn't say anything, but I wondered whether or not she was joking. For the next few days, I couldn't stop thinking about what she said. Was she still peeking at me when I wasn't looking and I just hadn't noticed? And if so, what the hell was she getting out of this? I started to feel paranoid, constantly checking whether she was watching from around the corner or behind a door. I was jumpy whenever I was at home and she wasn't in full view of me. I felt stupid and a little crazy. But after a few weeks without another incident, I began to relax. I stopped checking behind furniture and walls and told myself it was just a bad memory. Then a few days ago, things got so much worse. Lynn left to go to a friend's, and I lounged on the couch and played a couple games on my laptop. Around 9 p.m., I hopped in the shower and I was washing the soap from my hair. I felt that awful feeling that I was being watched. I slowly opened my eyes and almost had a fucking heart attack. Lynn was peeking from behind the shower curtain. Her entire head stretched into the shower, leaving just her body outside. Her long, dark hair hung against the curtain, the ends dripping with water. Her mouth hung open in a terrible grin, eyes wide and red, as if she hadn't blinked in a while. I screamed and jumped back against the wall. She didn't move, nor did her smile waver. Her makeup ran down her cheeks in 2 black streaks. She looked giddy and completely deranged. I was fucking terrified.
I'm sorry. Her hair dripping with water. Lynn, why are you wet? You're in the shower with me to the point where you're getting wet.
Yeah.
How?
What I'm imagining is it's a long shower. The shower head's here. I'm like sitting here washing my hair. She's like right here looking at me as soon as I open my eyes. That's what I'm imagining, right?
Yes. And then like the smile, you know that movie Smile, ironically?
Yes.
I'm imagining that creepy, stupid ass smile. Lynn, I'm not gonna lie. That would have triggered a divorce. You know what? This is fun.
Too much.
It's not fun.
You're doing too. I mean, it was funny at first.
You got me.
You got me. Now I'm gonna call a priest.
I'm terrified.
We stood like that for a few moments, neither of us saying a word. Finally, after what felt like forever, she slowly pulled her head back out the shower, and I watched her blurry figure through the curtain as she moved backwards towards the bathroom door. A second later, the bathroom door slammed shut, hard enough to rattle the mirror. I screamed again and jumped out of the shower to lock the door. I stayed inside the bathroom for over an hour. Maybe I overreacted to some of you, but joke or not, I wasn't going to put up with that crazy shit anymore. That's what I kept telling myself as I paced in my bathroom, stopping to listen at the door every few minutes. Suddenly, I heard a muffled sound, and I pressed my ear against the bathroom door, straining to listen. I couldn't hear anything, but I envisioned Lynn standing on the other side of the door, giggling at her joke. I felt a surge of anger. I was beyond pissed at being made to feel scared in my own house and made to hide in the bathroom for an hour. All for what? Some joke? If it was a joke, it was an awful one. What the fuck, Lynn? I snapped. This shit is getting fucking annoying. I waited for her to apologize or to call me a jerk, but instead I heard a faint moan. So quiet I wondered if I heard it at all, then complete silence. Lynn? I called out, not able to even hide the shakiness in my voice. I got no response, just my own heavy breathing. I swear to God, just fucking stop it, I yelled, pounding my fists on the door. I waited for her to cuss me out, something I would expect from me talking to her like that. I never screamed at her before, but there was nothing, just the occasional drip from the shower head. I won't deny that I was scared, too afraid to open the damn door and face my own wife. I waited another 30 minutes or so, which feels like a fucking lifetime when you're scared. Finally, I decided I wasn't going to spend the night hiding in my bathroom, so I got down on my knees and peered out the door. I almost expected to see her face peeking back at me, but thankfully I didn't. I could see straight down the hallway to the top of the stairs, but no Lynn. I didn't know if I should be happy about that or not. I looked for a few minutes, waiting to see her head pop up over the top step, but it never came. I stood up, my hand hovering over the door, and mentally prepared myself to open it. I slowly turned the lock with my shaky fingers and was about to yank it open when I heard a sound that still makes me feel nauseous when I think about it. A moan, louder than before, but this time I was able to tell just where it was coming from. I turned my head to the closet door as if in slow motion and locked eyes with my wife, who was peeking out from a slight gap.
In the closet? In the bathroom?
Her eyes were still wide as ever, and her mouth was hanging open in the most grotesque gaping smile I'd ever seen. I didn't even scream. I was too scared for even that. Her hands were clasped to her chest, but body trembling with sheer delight, as if she could barely contain her excitement. A short, raspy moan bubbled up from her throat, deep and raw, sending a shiver through my entire body.
What does this moan sound like? What are you imagining?
I'm imagining like
a moan
like she's like sexually enjoying it or something like that.
I mean, I don't know.
like that?
It was a quiet moan. Like, the first one was quiet, like,
That is so creepy. That's creepy.
I'm scared. This is a crazy story. I'm scared. It's almost like he's writing a book.
Yeah.
Like fiction.
Yeah. I love this. I think...
Like, how do we know this is not fiction?
Yeah. Somehow I found the ability to pull the bathroom door open and ran as fast as I could all the way down the steps, snagging my keys and phone from the table in the living room before running outside to my car. I could hear her shrill laughter behind me, but I didn't hear her getting closer. I didn't bother shutting the front door. I drove away from the house faster than I legally should have, shivering the entire time, either from fear or the cold. Maybe a little of both. I hadn't grabbed a coat or even a pair of shoes. I was still in boxers and my hair was still damp. I drove straight to my brother Chris's house about 40 minutes away, ignoring any and every call and text I got. I didn't check my phone until I was safely parked in my brother's driveway. Lynette called me 4 times and sent a flurry of texts, all wondering where I'd gone and why I'd left like that. I threw my phone at the dash in rage, furious at her nonchalant attitude. My brother and his wife... Let me just say, would you have done that too? Like, left if Greg had continuously scared you like that?
I'm scared. Yes, I'm leaving. I'm leaving the house. I don't know what to expect. Like, you've already instilled fear in me. Now I have to leave.
Yeah, like around every corner, I'm expecting you to do some creepy shit.
And you can't just pop up unannounced at somebody else's house.
Yeah.
You can do that shit in your house. I got it. But you can't come to my parents' house and just scare me while I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
Because everybody's going to know what you're doing. You obviously have to have interest.
It's going to be a problem. Yeah. My brother and his wife were surprised to see me, especially dressed in just a pair of boxers, but told me to stay as long as I needed. Chris lent me some clothes and asked me what happened. I told him Lynn and I had a fight and didn't get into the details. I didn't want him to think I was overreacting, leaving my wife over a prank, even if it was a strange one. If I hadn't encouraged her for years to lighten up instead of being so serious all the time, hadn't I encouraged her for years to lighten up instead of being so serious all the time, I had wanted her to relax and loosen up, but this was definitely not what I had in mind. I tried to sleep on the sofa, but my brain wouldn't let me sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw Lynn's face staring at me from inside the closet. Knowing she'd been in there the entire time with me made my skin crawl. She'd never left the fucking bathroom at all. Instead, she slipped inside the closet and slammed the bathroom door shut to fool me. The mere thought of going back home gave me anxiety. I tossed and turned, unable to sleep. Chris ended up giving me a sleeping pill, so I was able to get a little rest. My sleep was filled with terrible dreams, all of Lynn's smiling face. I woke up just as the sun started to rise. My sore body ached from the sofa, and I felt drained. I knew I'd had to call Lynn at some point, but I didn't know what to say to her. I wouldn't be going home unless she gave me her word she'd never do any more creepy shit. I just wanted my wife back. Her normal, serious self never looked so good to me. I was contemplating calling her and telling her that when that familiar feeling came over me. I was being watched. I was staring at the ceiling, my heart in my throat. I didn't want to look away, but the longer I ignored the feeling, the worse it got. My eyes drifted away from the ceiling almost on their own. Her face pressed against the window beside the couch, staring down at me with the same gaping smile. Drool dribbled down her lips, leaving long streaks down the glass. I didn't know how long she'd been there, but something told me she'd been there quite a while, possibly all night. I didn't bother screaming, though. I was afraid anger trumped any fear I felt at that moment. I jumped up from the couch and pounded my palm against the glass. "Lynn, are you crazy? What the hell is wrong with you? Just go home," I shouted. "Now!" She didn't move. Her ghastly expression never changed. If anything, her smile only grew, as if she had never been more elated. I could hear Chris and his wife moving around upstairs, as if Lynn could hear them from her place outside. Her head twitched slightly in their direction, and she began to close her mouth slowly. Chris called my name from upstairs, obviously concerned. I turned to see him and his wife Rebecca hurrying down the steps. When I turned back to the window, Lynn was gone. The only sign she had been there at all was the 2 streaks of drool still dripping down the glass. I tried explaining to Chris and Rebecca about waking up to see Lynn watching me over the window. They were skeptical. Who wouldn't be? Chris and I went outside to the spot in the front window where there were no footprints in the dirt. Just a slight indent. Animal, probably, Chris guessed, and I didn't argue. He and Rebecca assumed I jumped the entire episode, but they didn't understand, and I was too tired to explain the whole thing. I called out of work the next day, or that day, and turned my cell off. I didn't want to face Lynn. Just talking to her was too much for me at that point. I really started to believe something was irreversibly wrong with her. That no matter what promises she made, we would never be the same again. The thought saddened me to the core. I cried most of the morning. By noon, I figured I was ready to confront her, give her one last chance to explain herself. I could at least give her that after 6 years, I told myself. Turned my phone on, saw dozens of text messages she sent, all from seemingly concerned wife. Kim, talk. I love you. Please call me. I'm really worried. Can you answer? Just come home. And more of the same. All texts telling me she loved me, she wanted me home, how worried she was. Not a damn one addressing the crazy shit she's pulled. Like she hadn't been acting like a character from a Stephen King book. Keep going.
Is it like a lot longer? I mean, it's good so far. I'm just...
Mm-hmm.
Yes, keep going. I mean, I feel like we all need to know what the fuck happened to Lynn. Like,
okay.
We need a conclusion.
Even her texts were different. She normally texted novels just to tell me to pick up a loaf of bread. You'd think she'd have more to say to me after her bizarre shenanigans. I know it probably seems childish to some of you who are miles away from the situation, but if you saw the way Lynn had looked at me, how she scampered away on all fours like some wild animal, grinning at me from inside the closet like a lunatic, then I think you'd find the reaction was warranted. I ended up staying with Chris and Rebecca another night. I didn't wake up yesterday until afternoon, and thankfully I didn't see Lynn's face watching me through the window. I don't want to pry because it's not my place, but is this fight something that can be mended? Rebecca asked. She'd made us both a sandwich for lunch, and I knew she wanted to breach the subject without seeming too nosy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. She's like a different person, I said, choosing my words carefully. I still wasn't ready for her or Chris to know the full extent of the batshit craziness I had been dealing with. People change, Ben, but she's still the same woman you married. Maybe you both just need to talk through your issues. Whatever's going on, I'm sure it can be fixed, she said, ever the peacemaker. I think it's beyond that now. I don't think talking would help. I just don't trust her, I said. The words stung in my heart. I missed and loved my wife, but how could I live with someone like that? Living in constant fear didn't sound too appealing to me. Lynn loves you. She has to be absolutely crushed, she said. I don't know about that, I said. Well, she certainly seemed like that to me. I've never seen her so upset. Very much unlike Lynn I know, Rebecca said, shaking her head sadly. It took a full minute for her words to really sink in, and when they did, I felt dread worming its way through my skin. Wait, what do you mean you saw her? You saw Lynn? I asked, my mouth suddenly dry. Rebecca nodded casually as if that fact wasn't nightmare fuel. Maybe for her it wasn't. She stopped by this morning just after Chris left for work, she said, cleaning the plates from the table. I didn't see her car, though. Maybe she just took an Uber or something. Beck, what did she say? Did she come inside? I asked, sweat starting to break out on my forehead. I began looking around, examining corners as though a predator lurked behind them. No, she just asked if you were awake yet, and I said that you weren't. I asked if she wanted me to wake you up, but she said no. She said, let you sleep. She said as she washed the dishes. That's all? She didn't say anything else? I asked. No. She looked awful, though. Like she hadn't slept in days. I think you should call her. I got up from the table and thanked Rebecca for lunch. I felt a little bit better at the knowledge at least she hadn't come inside. Still, I needed to double check if the doors were locked. I sat for a while, starting to figure out what to do next. I didn't want to go home, but I felt like I owed Lynn. I felt that I owed it to Lynn to help her if I could. Hadn't I sworn an oath to love and honor her through sickness and health? Clearly, she was sick. If she was sick, which I truly believe she was, I had to try and get her help she needed, but I didn't even know where to start. I didn't want to call the police, and besides, what the hell was I going to tell them? That my wife was peeking at me? That she was being creepy? As bizarre as she's been, she hadn't committed any crime. Not yet, anyway. The police would have probably said that I was overreacting, but this wasn't some prank. It felt wrong, dangerous even, like something sinister lurked beneath her smile. I knew as her husband I was well within my rights to have her committed, but what if she simply acted normal in their presence? She'd obviously been able to fool Rebecca into thinking she was just a concerned wife. As long as the doctor didn't find her a danger to herself or others, they'd have no choice but to release her after 72 hours. I felt lost and overwhelmed, so I did what any husband would do in the position. I called her mother. I didn't want to, believe me. Her mother, Mary Ann, and I were never on the best of terms. We'd never fought or anything like that. She just wasn't a very warm person and wasn't really easy to get along with. She hardly ever smiled, and when she did, only her lips would move like a thin lip smile, leaving her eyes as blank as before. She gave this aura that felt like she was permanently on the offensive. I'd only met her twice, and both times were such short visits. I got the impression she didn't approve of me or her daughter. Lynn always ushered us out quickly, as she didn't want me to feel uncomfortable, which I was grateful for. Being in her mother's company felt almost unbearable, like walking on glass. I was glad when we moved 3 states away so we didn't have to see her often. I was happy to avoid that woman, but I needed her help. I really didn't want to talk to her at all, but I had to talk to someone who knew Lynn better than I did, so I grit my teeth and did what I had to do. Yes, she answered, already sounding irritated. Marianne, it's me, Ben. Do you have a minute to talk? I asked. I could hear her cluck her tongue in irritation. I'm in the middle of writing some checks, but if you insist, I suppose I can spare a moment. What is it that you want to discuss, Benjamin? She said, coolly. It's about Lynn. She's been acting strangely, and I was wondering if you had any idea whether there was something. I was quickly interrupted. It's a bit difficult to follow your rambling, Benjamin. What is it that you want from me? She asked. I could almost see her standing there in her thin sweater and slacks, tapping her fingernails impatiently on the table. I wanted to know if you'd ever noticed any odd behavior or possibly any mental health issues, I asked. There was a long, uncomfortable pause that I couldn't tell was because she was thinking or something else. Finally, after a few seconds, she spoke. I'm not sure if this is one of your jokes, Benjamin, but if so, I don't find the humor in it. Now, I do have business to attend to, as I've said, so if you don't mind, she said, but I cut her off before she could get rid of me. Marianne, it's not a joke. I'm sincerely concerned about Lynn's mental health. Her behavior has been very erratic lately. I'm very worried about her, and I figured as her mother, you would be as well, I said, my frustration evident in my voice. If you're truly concerned, then I suggest that you get the health professionals involved. I don't know what you expect of me, she snapped. I could tell she was seconds away from hanging up for some reason, and I was desperate not to let her. I had the feeling she knew a lot more than she was letting on. Please, if not for me, do it for Lynn, I tried. I heard a faint, shaky intake of breath, as if she was trying to hold her steely persona together, but failing. Marianne, what's wrong? I started. Benjamin, I don't know what to tell you. My only advice would be to seek professional help. Do not call here again. Goodbye. I tried to call out to her before she hung up. I tried to wrap my head around the call and her refusal to help me. Even if she didn't like me, why wouldn't she want to help her own daughter? I couldn't understand that. I tried to replay the conversation, desperate to find something I missed. After a while, I almost gave up until I remembered her last words to me. Seek professional help. She'd said those words with a bit of urgency. I could have just been grasping at straws, but no, I was sure her voice had changed ever so slightly when she said that, as if they were very important. What had she meant? I assumed she'd been referring to medical professionals, but maybe she was referring to someone else. Someone that didn't, for some reason, feel comfortable saying directly, or maybe I was just desperate. I waited for Chris to get home, and after...
I'm thinking, Chris.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm thinking so. I waited for Chris to get home, and after a very long and exhausting conversation with him and Rebecca, I convinced them that Lynn truly needed psychiatric help. I didn't tell them everything. I wasn't prepared to go into it yet, but I told them about our last encounter, how she'd hidden in the bathroom, peeking at me from the closet. They were obviously shocked, but thankfully they believed me. They just wanted to help her. They didn't think it was all that serious. Weird, maybe, but not dangerous. They just kept saying that Lynn had to be playing some kind of joke, some weird joke. Maybe for YouTube? Rebecca offered, if only half-heartedly. Chris didn't think we should involve the police just yet. He offered instead to go with me, and I readily accepted. He reasoned that calmly talking to her, trying to coax her into going willingly, was the best recourse. I agreed to do it this way. At least I wouldn't be going into the house alone. We drove over this morning just after breakfast. There was no way I was going at night. When we pulled into the driveway, my stomach began doing somersaults. Her car wasn't there, but I still didn't let my guard down. The front door was ajar, and for a split second, I thought we'd seen her eyes staring through the gap. I was shaking and starting to sweat. Chris, however, was fine. He waited for me to open the door, his hands in his pockets like he was going on a fucking stroll through the park. I envied his ignorance. I pushed the door open and was immediately hit with the stench of rot. Chris smelled it too, and he walked in the house behind me with his nose scrunched up. What do you guys use to clean the floors around here? Shit? I said that wrong. What do you guys use to clean the floor around here? Shit?
Yeah.
Chris mumbled. Shut up, I said, my eyes darting around any signs of Lynn. The house was deadly quiet and dark, despite being 10 in the morning. All the curtains were closed up tight, refusing to allow any sunlight in. If I hadn't left it just 2 days prior, I'd have thought the house was abandoned. We moved through each room, carefully checking any place that she might hide, occasionally calling her name. Why the fuck are you looking under the couch? Chris asked eventually. Aren't you looking for your wife? He was looking at me like I was a moron. Let's just go upstairs, I whispered. He shook his head. He followed me up the stairs to check the bathroom and spare bedroom. On the way up, my shoes crunched over pieces of glass that looked to be littered over a few of the steps. I noticed that one of Lynn and my wedding portraits that hung on the wall along the staircase had been smashed. The frame hung crookedly, all the glass removed. I stared at the picture, a lump forming in my throat. We had taken the photo just after leaving church, after saying our vows. She looked so beautiful in her white gown. I looked at Lynn's beautiful face. I never dreamed her face would ever be a source of terror for me.
I'm like scared. I'm looking behind you.
Expecting
So the fan is making the curtains move. I'm looking this way. My tail blew over here. I was like, I'm scared. I'm not gonna sleep well tonight.
We climbed the rest of the steps and checked the spare bedroom, but it looked completely untouched. I was hesitant to go into the bathroom, my fear from that night coming back to me all at once. Chris noticed and offered to go in by himself, but I couldn't let him do that. So we walked in together, checking the closet and the shower. The bathroom looked as if it hadn't been touched since the night I left. I don't think she's here, Ben. Why don't you pack some clothes and we'll try coming back tomorrow or something, Chris said. I nodded and went to our bedroom and shoved some clothes into a duffel bag. When I checked inside our closet, I came across the source of the smell and gagged. Chris took one look and lost all color in his face. He had to go stand by the stairs to get away from the sight and smell. I gazed down in shock at what lay inside my bedroom closet, soaking into the rug were at least a dozen eyeballs, all carefully laid out in pairs. Some were as large as a quarter, while others were as tiny as a marble. I stared down at the eyes she'd collected from small animals, and I wondered how she'd gotten them, and shuddered at the thought. Man, I thought I had it bad with Rebecca's shoe addiction, but fuck me. Your wife's in here collecting eyeballs, Chris said, gagging. But then I think we should go. He called from the hall. I'm getting nauseous. All right, I grabbed my duffel and shut the closet door on my new nightmare. I stepped out into the hall and took a deep breath of air. I could taste the rot on my tongue and I couldn't help but gag. Who the fuck lines up eyeballs in their closets like that? Chris mumbled. I tried to tell you she needed help, I said. She doesn't need help, Ben. She needs a fucking exorcist, he said. You're coming or what? You can't. I can't stand the smell. His words were lost in his throat, and his eyes grew wide with fear. I didn't ask him why. I could feel it. Someone was watching me, and I didn't think it was the eyes in the closet. I turned around, my eyes slowly scanning the bedroom. Christ, I whispered as I finally saw what we'd missed. Under the bed, curled up on her side, watching us with the excitement of a kid on Christmas morning, was my wife. She'd held her hands together just under her chin, and they were shaking eagerly. Now that she knew she'd been found, I could hear the quiet noises she was making, a sort of hiccuping sound in her throat, as if the excitement was just too much for her. It was unnerving, to say the least. Wide eyes, and that same huge smile. Everything in me told me to run, but I forced it away. This was my wife. No matter how twisted she was at At this moment, she was still the woman I married. I had to help her. Lynn, I said softly. She didn't respond, but her head bobbed back and forth in quick little movements as if she were nodding. Baby, I just want to help, okay? Can you let me do that? I asked. I had taken a single step forward, approaching her like some kind of dangerous animal. I love you, Lynn, I said softly, taking another step closer. She let a tiny moan escape her wide open mouth, and I had to resist the urge to run. Her shoulders were starting to quiver, and her eyes grew as large as a saucer's. I crouched down so I could see her better, and immediately saw the blood. Her hands were covered in it. They trembled more the closer I got, as if she was barely able to contain herself. Lynn, are you hurt? You're bleeding, I said. She bobbed her head again, her bloody fingers moving up and down as if she was playing an invisible piano. They occasionally grazed her chin, leaving smears of blood on her skin. I wanted to recoil in disgust. The smell that was coming off her was revolting. I could feel the vomit trying to climb out of my throat. Her lips were dry and stretched thin, blood seeping between the cracks. I knew she wouldn't come out of this on her own, but I didn't want to leave her in the state she was in. I scooted closer and reached out to her. The excited hiccuping sounds got louder and her hands shook, fingers flexing. It was then that I could see the blood oozing from between her fingers. Oh my God, Lynn, you're bleeding, I said. Instinctively, I reached out to take her hand, but before I could even touch her hand sprang out towards me. A sharp pain shot through my skin. I fell back on my ass. My arm burned and I could see the blood dripping down onto the carpet. I looked back at her in shock and saw her grinning madly, her fingers clutching a large shard of glass. You all right in there? Chris asked from behind me. I turned my head slightly and nodded to him, cradling my arm to my chest. When I turned back to face Lynn, I saw that her focus had shifted. She wasn't looking at me anymore. She wasn't smiling anymore either. She was staring past me, her eyes glaring at Chris the way a hungry lion might stare at an antelope. Her mouth was still hanging open, but it was twisted into a snarl. I got to my feet and began walking backwards down the hall, afraid to take my eyes off of her. Are you bleeding? Chris said. The moment the words left his mouth, Lynn started fast scooting out under the bed, the glass shard still in her fist. Chris, run, go, I yelled. He must have been too afraid to move because a second later I felt my back bump into him. He was just standing at the top of the stairs, staring at the horror that was my wife. Lynn had crawled completely out from under the bed and stood in the bedroom doorway, her face twisted in rage. Her whole body was visibly tense. Blood ran down her fingers into the floor. Jesus, Lynn, Chris said. You all playing hide and seek? I reached back and pushed him towards the steps. Move your ass, Chris, I said, as quietly but as firmly as I could. Lynn bobbed her head in fast, sharp motions and began to grin, stretching her mouth open wider and wider so that her chin seemed to touch her chest. I heard Chris mutter a prayer and then he was running down the stairs. I stood at the top of the steps, stuck between the love for a woman who clearly needed serious help and self-preservation. I only want to help, I said, choking back tears. Her eyes focused on me once again as she slowly lifted the glass, holding out in front of her, and then she started sprinting towards me, grinning in utter excitement. Thankfully, my body took over and I flew down the stairs, skipping 2 or 3 at a time. I made it to the front door before I felt her leap onto my back, wrapping her arms around my neck, her open mouth next to my ear so that I could hear those terrible hiccuping sounds up close. I shook her off me, knocking her to the floor. I felt a searing pain in my back as she went, but I tore open the front door and bolted to my car. Chris was standing in the front yard talking on the phone with the police. I didn't say a word. I just ran to my car and jumped in. Chris took the hint and followed me, still on the line with 911. I watched the rearview mirror, sure I'd see her there, running after us, but I never did. I went to the ER and got 11 stitches in my arm and on my back. The police asked a lot of questions and went back to the house to do a search, but of course, Lynn wasn't there. They advised me to stay with a friend or relative for a while and follow a restraining order, but none of those things would matter. Somehow, I just knew. I dropped Chris off at home, went to a motel an hour away. I wanted to put as much distance between me and Lynn as I could. This is where I have been for the last 4 hours. I thought maybe the police would find her. Maybe they'd get her the help she desperately needs. But now I don't think so. Because 40 minutes ago, I got a text from an unknown number. Just 3 words. I found you. And a picture attached. The picture was dark and grainy, but I instantly knew what it was. There was no mistaking my wife's eye. I started typing this out immediately after. I don't know what to do. I'm alone and scared, and I can't help but feel that I'm being watched. Isn't that crazy?
That's the end of it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. So she found him at the hotel, and then what happened? He got a text from an unknown number.
Yeah, this is where I've been for the last 4 hours. I thought maybe the police would find her. Maybe they'd get her help that she desperately needs. But now I don't think so, because 40 minutes ago, I got a text from an unknown number. Just 3 words. I found you. And a picture attached. The picture was dark and grainy, but I instantly knew what it was. There was no mistaking my wife's eye. I started typing this out immediately after and don't know what to do. I'm scared and alone. And I can't help but feel I'm being watched.
So the picture was of her eye?
I guess so.
Oh my God. So we don't have a part 2 yet?
Apparently there is a part 2.
Listen, part 2 is gonna be on episode 5, y'all.
Yeah. That's a really good...
That's scary.
I'm glad we took the time to do that, because that was really creepy.
She's definitely giving possessed, but she turned violent at the end. Nothing was violent until the eyeballs. And so now, that's the first signs of a killer,
Yeah.
Like when you start killing animals, small animals.
You know what the scariest part of that story is to me? Is the part where he's like, I don't know if she's not doing it anymore or if she's just gotten better at it.
Mm-hmm.
That is like creepy. Like, oh, you haven't done it in a while. And then she says, or I've just gotten better at it.
Yeah.
That's creepy. They should make that into a movie.
They should. That's scary. Like, once again, like, you like to scare people. Like, that's taking it too far, right?
That's taking it a step too far.
Like, if I, people, I might run out to the kitchen late at night to refill my water bottle, and you are like, eyes popped out right behind the corner here looking at me.
Mm-hmm.
And I shut the fridge and I see eyes, like, heart's dropping. Mm-hmm. Because when I left you, you was in the bed snoring.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's creepy. She deserved that divorce.
I mean, she's for sure possessed.
Yeah, I mean, you cut your husband.
Yeah.
And he didn't do nothing wrong to you.
And then you're like drooling on windows.
The grin with the little, you're just like doing all this right here, trying to contain your excitement.
Mm-hmm. I'm not super big on believing in demons and stuff, but that was demon behavior.
I love a good demon story. I believe all that shit's like real and stuff like that. I try, stay away from the Ouija boards.
Guys, stop playing with Ouija boards.
That's not fun or funny to me. And I tell my kids that every time I watch a scary movie. I'm like, don't ever do that. Do not play with that shit in my house.
Do not invite nobody not paying bills.
I could imagine just being terrorized in my own home, like the TV popping on, like when no one's like, don't do that.
I would hate to have to ignore a demon. This is my place of rest. You know what I mean? In peace.
Yeah. I
don't want to have to, the light comes on. I'm like,
oh, here this shit is again.
God,
here we go again.
Yeah. I'm not the type that's going to be like.
And then you start actually fucking with me because I'm like.
Hello? No. I'm going to be like.
I heard like 6 knocks or something on the door. 6 or 7 knocks. It was not the typical 3. It was like quite a few knocks on the back door. It was coming from back there. Me and Gray was in here. I think he wasn't asleep. He was watching TV. The twins were in the back. And this is like the middle of the day or whatever. I'm like, the hell was that? Mm-hmm. It was actually probably dark. It wasn't late. I mean, it wasn't like late, but it was dark outside.
Mm-hmm.
Like, 7 o'clock or something like that. I'm like, and then the back light was on. I'm like, okay. So I got up and, boop, 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 got my piece. Because we're not about to play these games.
Yeah.
I got my piece, and Italia must have heard me, messing with the safe or whatever. Because now she's at the entrance of her room, and I'm like, I'm hiding it because I don't play like that. I'm hiding it like behind. I'm like, what? And she's like, nothing. Forget it. And she gets
Italia do not like being questioned.
She gets the worst attitudes. So she gets the attitude with me. Meanwhile, I'm not trying to get attitude with her. I'm just trying to
save your life.
I'm just trying to get this out the room without you guys being alarmed or noticing.
Yeah.
So I finally get, I'm just like, she's pissed off, whatever. I finally get past her. Grace not paying attention. I get past him. I walk around here now, I got my piece up, like, what's up?
Yeah.
And I'm like peeking through the windows and stuff like that. I open a garage door to see if the garage was open, and it wasn't. So I don't know how I could have heard the knocks. I'm just like, and I opened the back door, nothing was out there. Mm-hmm. It just scared me.
Yeah. I remember when we lived two horses down.
2 horses?
2 houses down, and there was like a string of break-ins. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you were living here at the time, were you?
Yeah.
I think you were. But I don't know where mom and dad went at the time, but they left. And it was just me in the house. Oh my God, that was the toughest time to be in that house by myself.
For like, you were there for like over like a week by yourself or something like that, yeah?
Yeah. And I remember that I would just, this is so funny, actually, now that I think about it. I would just like grab dad's gun and just walk around the house.
Yeah.
I would turn on all the lights, and just sit on the couch for a second just to make myself feel better. And then I would have to like sleep with my door shut. I don't know. I just feel like you're probably used to it now, but like sleeping in a house by yourself with your bedroom door shut is scary to me.
I don't do that.
That's scary, right?
That's very terrifying.
Why is that?
Maybe because you can't hear what's going on outside your room.
Yeah.
It's like fear of the unknown or something.
Yeah. I couldn't sleep with my like door closed. I'm just like, and it was just I was just weird. I never really thought about it, but yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Like last night, for instance, last night I passed out drunk, but typically I do sleep with my bedroom door open. And then Mozzie walks around the house, so I always feel like I'm a little safe because if something did pop off, he's gonna make a noise.
Okay, yeah.
But like my printer is in my room or whatever, so like randomly, I think around 3-4 in the morning, it like does some type of auto adjustment. It scares the fuck out of me every time. Like it actually was doing it so often one time that I unplugged it. I'm just like,
stop fucking self-cleaning.
Why are you doing it at 3-4 in the morning? Do that shit at 5 in the afternoon, 2 in the, like do it at a reason. 3 or 4 in the morning. And then, I don't know if HP is like, let's do it at 3 and 4 in the morning when, the printer's in their office. And, it's not going to disturb them for auto adjusting during the day or whatever, interrupting business.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the printer's in my room and you're scaring the fuck out of me every morning. Yeah. It wakes you up out of my sleep. For the longest, I thought that it was something funny.
Ghostly.
Because it happened recurrently at the same time every morning. But it doesn't when Greg's home too, and it doesn't do it when it's unplugged. So now I'm just like, it's some HP bullshit.
I don't think I have anything creepy that happens at the house.
I remember one time the AC was on, or something. I think it was cold outside, so I usually have the heat on. In this instance, the AC was on, and I'm in the house cold. And I told Greg never touches the thermostat. He just doesn't. He just goes with the flow of what temperature I say. He doesn't touch it. Greg doesn't at all. Mm-hmm. He walked right past it. So I was cold. I'm just like, and this is like, I think around the time I was watching a lot of haunting shows. And so I told him, I'm just like, well, when I felt the AC coming, I'm like, what the hell? And I get up and he's not home. It's probably when he was working overnights. And the AC is on. I'm just like, hey, Greg, so you turned the AC. I call him, hey, you turned the AC on? No, wait, what are you talking about? Mm-hmm. The AC is on. Did you turn it on? No. Well, who turned it on? It wasn't me. Stop. Okay, it's not funny no more. Okay, it's okay if you turned it on. I didn't turn it on. We're like, now he's getting pissed off. Like now,
yeah.
you know, if he was joking, if he really did, he wouldn't be getting pissed. Now he's getting pissed off. And I'm just like, okay. And I really was scared as fuck, thinking to myself, like, okay, the ghost is fucking with the thermostat.
The twins aren't tall enough to reach it at that point.
The twins are not tall enough to reach it. Come to find out, they use the substool. I had to go to, I'm like, hey, you're not going to get in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to come with them with that line first. Just tell the truth. You're not going to get in trouble. Did one of y'all turn the AC on? No, I was cold. I turned the heat on.
So you made yourself colder.
Ma'am, you hit AC.
Mm-hmm.
You turned the AC on. You got us in there freezing. So it was the kids. But so typically everything that I think is creepy, it has a reasonable explanation behind it. But sometimes I just got to question shit.
God, I don't know why I'm blanking. I feel like creepy shit does happen. It's just never like, it never dawns on me that I'm like, okay, it's a ghost. I'm just like, well, that's creepy.
Like if I know I turned the light off or the fan off and then I go into the room and it's on, I'm just like, no, I turned it off.
You know what? My TV turns on sometimes. By itself.
On?
On.
No, that's...
On. And I'm not sure if it's like I have a Fire Stick thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if it's like a Fire Stick thing. It just turns on. Never?
No.
TV turns on.
My TV has never turned on.
I could be fast asleep, like just going to sleep, you know? And then I see a little bit of light and I'm like...
Maybe you bumped the remote.
And the remote's over here, like on the nightstand.
Mm.
Yeah, it does that sometimes. It could be an LG thing. Sometimes the LG logo pops up just randomly and turns. I don't know. Could be an LG thing.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else creepy though. I wish my life was creepy. Like I wish I had scary stories like Lynn and Ben, but I don't.
I don't need that type of energy. I don't need that type of heat. I don't want nothing scary happening to me, around me. Once again, do not bring no Ouija boards in my house. We're not bringing no random dolls from yard sales or a doll or a toy you found in the woods. We're not bringing shit.
In fact, don't bring anybody with a red or dark aura. Negative. Yeah. None of those type of people. Yeah. Okay? None of those fuck you Karens. Leave those at home. You know what I mean?
Who are the people who practice witchcraft? Do they have like a name?
Wiccans?
Wiccans. That's what they are. Don't bring no Wiccans.
Well, I grew up with some Wiccans. They're nice. They were on Wife Swap, actually.
I think Dion from Detroit. I think his mother is a Wiccan.
She's a witch, huh?
I think so.
Practicing?
Fuck, I don't know.
Look, I want to be a witch.
I want to be a good witch.
Okay, Glenda. I'd be a witch, but you know how they say like there are good witches and there are bad witches and there are good spells and bad spells. I would just be the witch that primarily does good things, but you know I got a mean streak.
Don't fuck with me.
Don't fuck with me, because I know some dark shit too.
Yeah, but that's like black magic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you have to like sell your soul to the devil.
Easy.
You're such an atheist, bro.
That doesn't have anything to do with it. I can't be an atheist if I'm going to sell my soul to the devil, Felicia. I'm just saying, like, American Horror Story. I'd be like them. Yeah. They're not bad witches. They're not good witches, but they're not bad witches.
That's like your K show.
You don't like American Horror Story?
I think I've only seen one season, so no.
Which one?
I don't know. Like maybe the second one.
Murder House is the first one. Asylum. And then Coven.
There's only 3?
Oh, no, there's like 10 now.
Oh.
But Apocalypse...
You recommend it?
Oh, absolutely. I recommend Murder House, Asylum, Coven, Apocalypse. I've never seen Freak Show. I've never seen the one with Lady Gaga. Which one is that? Apartment? Hotel. It's called Hotel. But Apocalypse is really super, super good. And Evan Peters in every one of them. Oh, you know what? I think that's a good segue, Felicia, into the game. Smash or Pass.
Oh, Smash or Pass.
Yes. You know who Evan Peters is, right? Smash or Pass. We could do him first.
Evan Peters?
Uh-huh.
I don't think I've seen Murder House, but I'll give it a shot.
It's
Evan Peters.
Quicksilver.
I'm gonna give him a pass.
I'm gonna give him a smash. You're gonna be hard pressed to find one that I'm not gonna smash. So, Evan Peters, smash for me, pass for you.
Pass, super pass.
Oh, super pass.
Ashton Kutcher.
Oh, you found the one pass.
I did?
Pass.
Okay. Yeah, pass.
Yeah. Mila Kunis.
Smash.
Mega smash.
I'm not gay, but smash.
You're a little gay. Let's adults unfiltered. Let's
I
be
mean,
honest.
Larry, you know I have those girls I follow on Instagram. Don't do that. Listen, I guess if I was gay, I would have a type. What are their names? My type is gonna be like the sporty
Sporty Spice.
Like the sporty studs for sure. I can't like Easy E, is that her name?
Felicia, I don't know your little lesbian friends.
Oh, God, yeah, they're so cute. It's like this group of girls. They're all super gay and steady. And they're all cute.
Yeah, didn't you watch the L Word too?
Oh my, yeah, maybe I do got a little thing. Yes, I like the L Word.
Yeah, well.
The L Word is like this old ass lesbian show and it's really good.
I watched this. This might be another gay awakening, but I watched this show called Noah's Ark. You ever seen that?
Mm-mm.
It's about gay guys.
Is it like a new show?
No, it's old. This is like a long, long time ago. I'm so disgusted. I just admitted that. Okay, so Mila, okay, your turn.
Okay, Miley.
Can we have a third category? Can we like shift this game to fuck, marry, kill? Or not fuck, marry, kill, but like smash, pass, or because this is like an in between for me.
Okay, so smash, pass, or marry.
Yeah.
Okay, Miley.
Pass.
Will Smith.
I want to marry her. Who?
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Yeah.
Like Fresh Prince Will, or like.
Let's do Fresh Prince Will. Men in Black Will. Fresh
Prince. Yeah.
Because it's going to be a
Smash.
hard pass.
It's going to be a hard pass.
Yeah, Fresh Prince is a smash. That's
Smash.
it. He's not getting a marry.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler.
This is going to be controversial.
Okay.
And let me just preface this with, he's funny. You know, he's not traditionally attractive. But if you want to, you know, scarf down some appetizers and laugh your fucking ass off at a restaurant, you know what I mean? Smash.
Marry.
Smashing time. Marry. Yes, marry. He's a marrying type.
I would marry him.
Like,
but once again, it's not off looks. It's just off of like
vibes.
Vibes, yeah. Personality.
Have
Wealth.
Such a good time. Money. Money with staying, you know, without the money part. He's funny.
He's funny. I feel like it would be a very fun marriage. Lots of laughs.
Goofy. Yeah. That's
Lots of
a
jokes.
good one. That's a good one. How about Michael Cera? Let's do that one.
Super duper Mary. He's so sweet.
Mary.
He's so sweet.
You know, he's going to get you flowers on Tuesday.
Yes. Once again, it's not about the looks. It's just all about the personality.
Quirky. I love a quirk.
Yeah.
I love it.
Me too. That's like a type.
Mm.
Kanye.
Kill.
Kill.
Wasn't an option until now. Yeah, kill.
Okay, pass.
Oh, you
Yeah.
don't want to kill him?
I don't want to kill him.
Okay. Obama?
Smash.
Smash. Even if he wasn't a
We'd
president.
have a good time.
Yeah. Intellectual.
Yeah.
Would Michelle be there?
No. I was telling Greg today, I was like, hey, I had guess what I drank last night? He's like, what? I'm like, it's my favorite person in the whole world's favorite drink. He's like, well, I don't know. And I'm just like, okay, somebody who I really love. Idris Elba? You dummy. I had a Patron and Coke. I don't know what made him say Idris Elba. Like, I don't love
Do you
Idris
talk
Elba.
about Idris Elba a lot?
Do I?
No.
He said Idris Elba. I'm like, okay. But anyways, smash or pass or marry or kill.
Idris?
Yeah.
Smash.
Super smash. Super smash.
But it'd be one of those things where he has to seduce me with his
does.
accent and
God.
some classy
God.
thing, you know, like
His accent. I didn't even like throw in his accent. Like,
well, let's do some accents. Are you fucking mad? Are you dumb?
you're giving me Jason Statham.
Yeah, are you dumb? Are you taking a piss?
God, I want to do like Gal. Is her name Gal Gadot? What's her name?
Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot. I want to do her accent.
These past few days got me feeling a bit philosophical.
Okay, Bruce Willis.
Okay, here's another thing. Bruce Willis in Red.
Sure.
Smash.
Super smash, yeah.
Bruce Willis in
Armageddon.
Smash. I guess Bruce Willis anytime. Because I was gonna say Bruce Willis in not Lethal Weapon. Is it Lethal Weapon?
No.
Is he the one that's crawling in the?
He don't play with the weapon.
Okay, but what movie is it? It's like 4 of them.
He plays in The Fifth Element.
Please help me.
Die Hard.
Die Hard. All the Die Hards Smash.
Yeah.
Even when he's a dad, like an old dad.
Yeah.
Smash.
Yeah, Bruce Willis.
He's
always been
old
like
man.
He's always been like a little celebrity crush of mine.
Yeah. Cameron Diaz.
Pass. I don't like her big mouth.
Like she's loud or like she has a big mouth?
Like she has a big mouth.
Okay.
What about you?
Smash.
Chris Brown.
Ugh. Smash.
Smash.
But like I'm gonna feel dirty afterwards. Like I'm not gonna tell anybody. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be our secret. Like he's not gonna be the one saying
What about Trey Songz? Are you gonna
No.
You gonna pass?
I'm gonna pass.
What about T.I.?
No. Nelly. Smash.
Smash, yeah. But Nelly's so like cute.
Traditionally cute, yeah. T.I. T.I.P. if you will. No.
I feel like I would have if it wasn't like for all this like
Drake. Aubrey.
Oh, for sure a smash. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
For sure a smash.
And then what about Degrassi?
Jimmy.
Pass. It's that stupid ass fro he had.
I like the Jimmy in the wheelchair. I like that Jimmy. He was a lot nicer and a
confident.
lot more humble and confident. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before he was a jerk, him and Spinner. But I like wheelchair Jimmy.
Yeah. That boy got shot. Jay-Z. He's ugly.
Kill. I'm just playing. No. That's gonna be a pass. Respectfully.
What about the Tesla guy, Elon Musk?
No. Pass.
Pass.
Yeah. That's random.
I'm just trying to think of like super wealthy people to see like how
low can you go?
Like, are we gold diggers? Like, what's our?
I'm not a gold. Like, I'm not. That's a really. I mean, like, listen. If Elon was in my DMs talking, like, you know what I mean? Okay, for sure. But if I had a choice in the matter, I don't have a choice in that matter.
Yeah. He's
clearly summoning me with his vast amount of money. I'm gonna come. But if
that's true.
Yeah, if I had a choice,
if I had to pursue,
no.
Okay, yeah.
And honestly, I think that goes for anybody on this list so far. Let me just say that if anybody on that list was in my DMs acting crazy, then of course yes. But if I had a choice, only Will Smith in the 90s would be for me. Will Smith now.
You said Michael Cera.
Michael Cera. Oh, you know Jason Bateman?
Yeah.
Horrible Bosses?
Yeah.
He's like one of those weird...
Ozark.
Yeah. One of those weird, attractive...
Yeah, he's a good married.
He's a good married.
Yes.
Great personality. Yeah, great Mary.
Of course, I gotta say Jason Momoa.
Yeah, he's just good for a smash.
He's a smash. Like, he's just too different and weird, like, for a Mary.
Let's do Buzz.
The toy. Buzz Lightyear, smash. Real strong, confident. Always stick to the script.
Smash. Yeah.
It was like...
You could trust him to steer you in the right direction.
Yeah.
Great with finances, I'm sure. Loves an adventure.
I've seen that movie so many times. I'm just trying to remember one fucking line. And not to infinity and beyond. Like, what's his little catchphrase? Mozzie go.
That's his catchphrase.
I mean, no, he says like
reach for the sky. Is that there's a snake in my boots? That's Woody.
That's Woody.
Woody?
Pass.
I like cowboys. You know, I like them country. You know that.
What about the dad on American Dad?
Stan. Yeah, smash.
What about the alien? Roger.
No, Roger would probably roofie me, so he'd probably take it anyway.
Max Jets. That's Roger's, one of his personas.
Max,
alter egos.
Oh. I can't believe you watch American Dad.
I don't watch it anymore, but that was like me and Allie's thing, was like American Dad.
There's the one, the wedding planner one. I can't think of her name. She's one of my favorites, the wedding planner persona. And then the other persona is Genevieve Vance. Genevieve Vance, she's the news girl. It's called News Glance with Genevieve Vance.
It's so funny how Roger has all of different personas, but Max Jets, like Max Jets is rich.
Oh, the old man. Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah. That's so fucking funny, bro. Brian. Family Guy.
Pass.
Yeah.
He's like so snobby.
He's too full of himself.
Brian sucks so fucking
And
bad.
he gets all the bitches.
Yeah.
His little pink peen. Oh, God.
We're not going to do animal reproduction again.
No, we're not. That is so disturbing if you really think about it. You know what? Who's a mega smash for me is Simba.
Oh, absolutely. Simba and Mufasa. Before he died. What Scar?
Maybe even Scar, bro.
Are you going to pass on Scar?
I'm going to take the whole family.
Scar gets a pass because that's Scar. I don't like it.
Is it because he's black? He's the blackest one?
Maybe
like
that too. Maybe I like a little brown.
You don't like the paleness, or you like the pale ones?
Scar was like gray. He was like black and gray.
No, he was black and brown.
Oh, like a Rottweiler?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Scar, mm-mm.
Speaking of the pale ones, Edward.
Edward was my person.
Were you Team Edward or Team Jacob?
I was Team Edward.
I was always like mixed between the two, but I always wanted her to be with Jacob at the end. Because he could just do more for her.
Yeah, he could live a more normal life for her.
Mm-hmm. She didn't have to get hurt.
She didn't have to transition.
Exactly.
She probably could have, with no problems.
Exactly.
But Edward, I mean, yeah, at that time he was like the finest thing in the world to me.
Really?
Yeah. Now, not so much. Like, now I can look back on the show and be like, what was I looking at?
Yeah.
But,
I don't know. I was Team Jacob because, come the fuck on, are you serious?
Yeah.
Taking it. I mean, like, you just take his shirt off every chance he gets and you're just like, what the fuck?
He's fine as hell. Still.
Yeah.
Like, a lot more cuter than Edward.
You want to know something crazy? His wife's name is Taylor. Taylor.
Oh,
Lautner.
they're both their names are Taylor.
So they're both Taylor Lautners.
Oh, that's stupid. Like,
Stupid.
If you get mail, you don't know who it's for.
It's gonna say Mr. and Mrs.
Sometimes it do it all. Sometimes it don't. Right?
That's true. That's very true. Mr. Yeah. That's fucking stupid.
That's stupid.
Change your fucking name, ma'am. I'm clearly famous. I can't change my name, okay? Yeah.
Well, that was fun. And that was a very interesting story. Well, you guys, you joined us for some interesting stories, interesting game.
Mm-hmm.
Our mukbang. Is that what it's called? Mukbang?
Mukkbang. Yep.
Our mukbang. We're full. I'm full. I drank all my lemon drop. Now we're just drinking the Izzy.
We did accidentally not post. We'll bring that up again.
Yeah.
But this one's going to for sure go up, guys. So, like it up.
Like it up. Like, comment, and subscribe, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Tune in next week for episode 5. We may or may not have our shit together for a guest.
Yeah, we're just going to take it 1 week at a time.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.